Carlos Yulo, Alex Eala share Athlete of the Year honors from phsportswriting.org. Manila, Philippines. Gymnastics star Carlos Yulo and tennis ace Alex Eala left their mark on the world stage in 2025. And in doing so, the two are going to be feted as Athletes of the Year by the Philippine Sports Writers Association, PSA, during its annual awards night on February 16th at the Diamond Hotel, Manila. This marks the first time that the PSA named male and female co-athletes of the year since boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and golfer Jennifer Rosales shared the honor in 2004. Their exemplary performances on the international stage, and more importantly, the way they have inspired countless young athletes to chase their own path for greatness, are enough reasons to crown both Alex and Carlos as the year's top performers in sports, said PSA President Francis Ochoa, sports editor of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Yulo, 25, will capture the award for the second straight year after being the sole winner in 2024 following his double gold coup in the Paris Olympics, proving he remains at the top of his game despite a long break that followed his historic Olympic campaign. Yulo won the floor exercise title in the Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships for the fourth straight year on top of bronzes in all-around, vault, and parallel bars in South Korea. Yulo then won his third gold medal in the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Indonesia as he reclaimed his vault crown to go with a bronze in floor exercise. Meanwhile, 20-year-old Eala will bring home the Athlete of the Year plum for the first time following a splendid year that saw her rise to a top 50 player in the world. Her ascent began in the Miami Open, where Eala barged into the semifinals of the WTA 1000 event as an unassuming wild card following electrifying victories over Grand Slam champions Iga Swiatek, Madison Keys, and Jelena Ostapenko. That Miami Open run allowed Eala to break into the world top 100 for the first time, an achievement that earned her direct entry into the main draw of Grand Slam events. After first-round exits in the French Open and Wimbledon, Eala finally broke through in the U.S. Open, beating Clara Tauson in the opening round to become the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw match in the Open era. Eala's other 2025 highlights included her first WTA Tour final appearance in the Eastbourne Open in Great Britain, her first WTA 125 title in the Guadalajara Open in Mexico, and her first gold medal in the Southeast Asian Games in Thailand. In the vibrant tapestry of Philippine sports history, 2025 will be remembered as a year when two young champions, one of graceful acrobatics and the other of fearless baseline battles, captured the imagination of a nation. When the Philippine Sports Writers Association, PSA, the country's oldest and most respected sports media organization, announced its co-athletes of the year for 2025, it wasn't just honoring individual excellence, it was celebrating a narrative of possibility, resilience, and redefining Filipino sporting identity on the world stage. Carlos Adriel Yulo and Alexander Alex Eala stood shoulder to shoulder as the male and female honorees, a rare shared accolade not seen in over 2 decades. This co-athlete of the year distinction, the first since boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and golf icon Jennifer Rosales shared it in 2004, signaled not only the singular achievements of both athletes but also how Philippine sports has matured, diversified, and delivered moments that transcend borders. From leverizer to global arenas, Carlos Yulo's continuing ascent. For Carlos Yulo, the label gymnastics golden boy is not hyperbole, it's history in motion. At just 25 years old, he has already altered the course of Filipino athletics with a combination of precision, artistry, and an unshakable competitive fire. Yulo's journey took a dramatic global turn at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where he etched his name in Philippine history by capturing 2 gold medals, one in the floor exercise and another in vault, achieving an unprecedented feat for a Filipino gymnast. Yet, while seismic Olympic success has the world's spotlight on any athlete, Yulo's story didn't stop there. It continued to develop with even greater depth in 2025. At the Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships in South Korea, Yulo reaffirmed his continental supremacy by clinching a 4th consecutive gold medal in the floor exercise and adding bronzes in the vault, parallel bars, and all-around, reflecting his versatility and consistency across events. His momentum then carried into the FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Indonesia, where he once again captivated global audiences by winning gold on vault and adding a bronze medal in the floor exercise. For Filipino fans, Yulo's exploits are about more than medals. They are symbols of ambition without limits. In a sport that demands absolute control over one's body and psyche, Yulo has repeatedly shown that young Filipino athletes can not only compete with the elite but can define elite performance itself. Reflecting on his journey, one might picture Yulo in training, hours stretching into days, refining each landing, each twist, each tumble, embodying a philosophy that mastery is the only acceptable destination. And now, as a back-to-back recipient of the PSA's Athlete of the Year honor, he has both validated himself and lifted the banner of Filipino excellence higher than ever. Breaking boundaries, setting records, Eala's year of firsts. While gymnastics thrives on poise and precision, tennis demands a different kind of resilience, a solitary battle where every point is a story and every match a saga of mental fortitude. In 2025, Eala, only 20 years old, made that battlefield her arena of breakthroughs. Eala's year began with a stunning run at one of the most competitive tournaments on ice, the Miami Open. Entering as a wild card, few would have predicted that she would upset former major champions Yelena Ostapenko and Madison Keys. Yet she did, and then raised the stakes further by defeating five-time Grand Slam winner Iga Swiatek to power into the semifinals. That deep run didn't simply make headlines, it sent ripples across the tennis world. The significance of what Eala achieved cannot be overstated. She became a force on the international circuit, a Filipina in the rarefied company of elite players, unafraid to challenge giants. Soon after, she became the first Filipino in the Open era to compete in Wimbledon singles main draw, setting another milestone in national tennis history. Eala's story continued to ascend when she clinched her first WTA 125 title at the Guadalajara Open, another historic first for a Filipino player. Even more memorable was her performance at the U.S. Open, where she became the first Filipino in the Open era to win a Grand Slam singles match, defeating Clara Torzen to secure a breakthrough victory that resonated throughout Filipino sporting communities worldwide. But perhaps the most poetic chapter of Eala's 2025 season came in Bangkok, at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games, where she captured gold in the women's singles. This was the Philippines' first tennis gold medal in that event in 26 years, a symbolic reminder that dreams long,